is that when we have a trauma, it is stored in our brain and it's stored in our body.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the way that memory works for us is that we go all day long, okay? And then at night when we sleep, during REM sleep, our brain actually decides, what about this is stuff that we don't want to keep, and what about this is a memory that maybe we want to store, like we're moving things from short-term memory to long-term memory.
Oh, wow.
And so EMDR will utilize, it'll almost replicate REM sleep, because what happens when we have a trauma is that whole memory consolidation gets messed up.
What's up, Camden County? You are catching episode 94 of the Getting in Your Business podcast. I'm your host, Alison Shores with the Camden County Chamber of Commerce. This Getting in Your Business podcast is made possible by our Chairman Circle sponsors, Georgia's Own Credit Union, Lockheed, Comcast, Georgia Power Company, Sparklight, Plug Power, St. Mary's DDA, TDS Telecom, and Ameris Bank. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Guys, I'm excited. Y'all all know I get really excited about these podcasts, but today I've got something very unique here in our community that I want to talk about, and I'm so excited that Miss Molly McHugh has joined me from Camden Behavioral Wellness. So thank you, Molly, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm excited about what we're talking about today. So you are bringing something very cool and very much needed here in Camden County, and I kind of want you to tell people what you're bringing.
Okay.
So, go.
I am very excited to announce that I have partnered with Equine in Folkestone and Elizabeth Medachero.
Okay.
And we are going to be bringing Equine-Assisted Psychotherapy.
I love that. Now, you know I'm probably going to call this horse therapy because
okay.
I'm sorry. It's like
it does have horses in it.
So it does. So this is kind of like an alternative therapy, correct?
Yes.
So kind of talk about what this horse therapy does for like your patients. Like what is it? What would you experience if you're doing these therapy sessions? Like how does it help? Those kinds of things.
Okay. So a lot of people are used to coming in office for therapy, traditional talk therapy.
Yes, talk it out.
Equine-assisted psychotherapy is an experiential therapy.
Okay.
So it's outdoors for one. So you've got all the elements of being out in nature. And plus it involves an equine partner, the horse.
Yes.
And horses are just wonderful co-therapists.
First of all, they're just amazing creatures.
Yes.
And the fact that they can be used in therapy just blows my mind. And I think that is so cool. You know, like just their demeanor and everything. I love it. So continue. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
So horses have a huge energy field.
Okay.
And part of that is because they are a prey animal.
Okay.
And so they have to be like very aware of their surroundings. But sometimes when you're very aware, you can, as humans, we can be hypervigilant. Okay, which means that we're just always on guard. The cool thing about horses is that they can be in their surroundings. They can be aware and assess for any danger. Okay.
Okay.
So they assess for it. And then once they like put it in the box, is it safe? Is it not safe? Then they get right back in the moment.
Really?
Yes. They let it go and they're right back in the moment.
So they assess quickly and get right back to life?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, that's really cool. Now, is this something that you had to go to school for to like, or like get certified in to do? Like, I'm sure you just can't walk out there and say, hey, you know, when you're taking patients and stuff. So like, is this something, how long did you have to go to, you know, learn how to do this?
So I did a little unofficial equine therapy before certification where I was kind of like apprenticing under someone else that was certified. In 2024, I went to EGALA Fundamentals. And I took the fundamental training. And so I am an EGALA certified mental health professional. And then recently, this past weekend, I actually went and took the advanced skill set. And in addition to that, I am EMDR trained, which is a trauma technique that you do in the office.
Okay.
But there is a lady by the name of Sarah Jenkins in Arizona, and she developed a protocol for how to integrate EMDR with equine therapy, and that is called EMDR equilateral.
Oh my goodness. It's too much.
And I'm still in the process of that.
And when you say, what was it?
EMDR.
EMDR. What exactly is that?
So EMDR stands for eye movement, desensitization, and reintegration.
Okay.
And so an easy way to kind of understand how EMDR works is that when we have a trauma, it is stored in our brain and it's stored in our body.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the way that memory works for us is that we go all day long, okay? And then at night when we sleep, during REM sleep, our brain actually decides, what about this is stuff that we don't want to keep? And what about this is a memory that maybe we want to store, like we're moving things from short-term memory to long-term memory.
Oh, wow.
And so EMDR will utilize, it'll almost replicate REM sleep, because what happens when we have a trauma is that whole memory consolidation gets messed up.
Gets jumbled, gets all the things. Yeah.
The brain doesn't know like what to do with it. So it's I like to explain it to people like it's kind of like a bad computer file.
Yeah.
You know, and so you have to take it out and reinstall it.
Okay. That makes sense.
And that's what you do with EMDR by kind of process. That's how you process the traumas. And the goal of EMDR is you don't forget. You're never going to forget anything that happened to you, but maybe you will have less nightmares about it or you'll have less anxiety about it.
Yeah, and just retraining your brain, like that you're not in danger anymore or whatever it is that was going on. Now, you said that somebody pulled that and combined it with the horses?
Yes.
So explain how that works.
Well, you're doing EMDR, but now you've got you're good friend the horse.
Yeah.
And so horses being in the present moment, they are really good with helping people stay grounded while they're processing their trauma. They're helpful with learning grounded techniques.
Oh. Wow.
And they're also good with, sometimes we can get in our mind and we get stuck. And the horse has this kind of magical way of getting us connected with our thoughts and our emotions.
Wow.
So it's really powerful to be in the arena. And of course, as you know, horses are not verbal.
Of course. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But I have been in sessions where somebody will come in and start talking about, this is my goal. And then like halfway through the session, you see the horse actually model it.
Really?
Yes.
So I was going to ask you, it kind of leads into my next question of, have you seen any, or do you have any like success stories of how this has truly helped somebody? Like, have you seen any, any of that? Because I have not seen any. I've kind of known this kind of thing exists, but I don't know much about it. So I don't know how it really works and all the things. It's just so interesting to me, So continue.
There's a lot of programs that actually use equine-assisted therapy. You'll see it a lot like in eating disorder residential programs. It's very helpful with trauma.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is one of the trauma techniques that's used. Veterans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, our community, we've got a lot of veterans in our community. Now, is it something to where like they touch the horse? Do they get to ride the horse? Like what happens in therapy, in a therapy session, in an equine therapy session?
So we like to say that, one, it's a team approach. Usually you have a mental health professional, you have an equine specialist, and then you have the horse. who's your co-therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
And so they get a choice. It is 100% on the ground. There is no horseback riding involved.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times it's done without ropes or halters. So the horse gets a chance to be a horse. And
that's just so cool.
Yeah, it is really amazing because the horse gets a chance to participate. And if they don't, they either want to come into the arena and be with you. And if they're not in the mood and they want to go over there and eat hay, then that's what they do.
And we can do this with kids and adults?
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool. Now you've partnered with, we said it earlier, EM
Equine.
Yes. And so you've partnered with them to be able to bring this to Camden. And I'm just so excited because you already, not that you weren't busy enough already, because, you've got your practice, you've got the nonprofit, you've got just everything that you've got going on. But this was on your heart. So how did you come about this? Like, did you just decide one day or what was it? Have you always been interested in horses and therapy or what?
I kind of grew up a tomboy.
Me too. Yeah.
And I was not the girl that was coloring and playing with Barbies. Yeah. I was outside building forts and, digging in the mud. And I had the privilege of having, grandparents lived in the country.
Yeah.
And so we were always outside and down by the creek and all of that. And I know how beneficial being outside.
Agreed.
And working with animals is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my passion work.
So that's where it started. And it's like, okay, this is for me. Yes. I love this so much because you just went after it and did it. And we don't have anything like that here. So I just think it's awesome that you've partnered. Now, I want people to know, we were talking earlier about like, is this something insurance covers or is this something, and unfortunately right now it's not, but I want people to know you're offering the service. And I want people to know if you are interested in donating so that we can get some of the cost, non-existent for your patients, that is possible. And it's $340 a month for one patient, correct?
Yeah.
Like it's nothing astronomical, but that for a lot of people, that's more money than they can spend. But they could really benefit from this therapy. And that's what I want people to know. So we have on our website on the camdenchamber.com, we have it to where you can donate. You can do the $340. You can do $100 here, whatever you want to do so that we can get people in our community, maybe some different avenues of therapy or untraditional, or is it untraditional? I don't know if that's the right word, but just not traditional therapy. This is not, maybe it hasn't worked for them and maybe this will. And I think it's definitely worth trying and seeing what can happen with it because I think it's remarkable. Like this whole thing is just so cool to me. So I'm glad that you did that. So I want people to know you can go to camdenchamber.com and donate. It'll be on our events page. You'll be able to see the equine-assisted therapy. So I just think and I keep saying equine. You said it's equine. So I'm sorry, y'all.
Well,
this accent.
Yeah.
It just Now, was there anything else that you wanted to mention about this, or where can people find more information as far as what you have?
So if they're interested in getting involved with equine therapy, they can call our office or, they can text our office.
Ooh.
And it's 912-825-8488.
I love that y'all have a text option.
Yes.
But they can find out more information, schedule an appointment, all the things, correct?
Yes.
Now I assume that you're not going to do this 5 days a week, but you will have certain days that you do it, correct?
Yes. So right now I'm starting out with 1 day a week. Kind of our goal is to maybe build it up to 3 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
How fun is that? Oh, girl, you're doing some stuff. Was there anything else that you wanted to, bring up or talk about before we wrap this up?
Just that I'm so excited to get started with this, and I'm really hoping that people, everyone else is going to be excited about it as well.
Oh, they are, yes.
And you mentioned earlier about donating. One of the populations that I really feel this could be beneficial with would be our foster care children.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. You're right.
Because the relationship building that you do with the horse is so important, because that transfers over. You know, if they're having problems feeling like they can't attach, learning to attach with a horse will help them to attach more readily with people.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's why you're the professional. But I think that that's really cool. And it's just such a different, I don't think traditional therapy works necessarily for everybody. And I don't think that not everybody needs, like you were saying, foster kids, they don't all need to sit down and talk and do that particular thing. Maybe they just need to relearn connection or whatever it is. And I just think it's very neat that you've brought that here and so creative. And I'm glad you brought something that you're passionate about here, because that always makes me just happy. So thank you for your time today. Now, if people are wanting like more information, something they can like tangible, they can read up on horse therapy. But is there a book or a resource or a website or anything that you would recommend that people go to just to learn about it if they had any more questions?
I think I'm not really coming up with anything right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
They could always go to egala.org.
Will you spell that? It's like EAGALA.
Yes. .org.
Yeah, I saw it on the flyer earlier, and I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, good deal. Yeah. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Molly. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate your time today and taking the time to explain all this to me. So, good deal. Well, thank y'all. You have caught episode 94 of the Get In Your Business podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out Camden Behavioral Wellness and see what Molly is up to.